Good morning. Good morning. Today, want to share a little bit of knowledge around what it means to create predictable revenue in your business, and basically 5 steps to that road. What does that look like? So, if you're struggling in your business with predictable income, knowing, and what I mean by that is knowing with some degree of certainty what your revenue is going to look like over the course of not just month to month, but you know, forecasting out like 6 months down the road. Can you know for certain? Well, within nothing's for certain, but at the end of the day, do you have at least a pretty solid knowledge base on like, yeah, I'm going to have this kind of revenue coming in, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. If you don't have that, then this is for you. Creating a predictable income is fairly easy to do with a core strategy, which is basically what we're going to talk about today. So, if again predictable revenue is a problem for you, you're in the right place. As you guys are coming in, just give me a shout out. Where are you in the world? And how are you? Like, if you have never been on one of my shows before, my name is Kim Garst. I'm the creator of the brand new charter program called Design to Scale, where I'm going to be sharing a lot of knowledge around, or bringing a lot of my knowledge into the mix. I've owned an online business for 30 years, built multiple 7-figure businesses in that time frame, and so there's an easier way, and we're going to share that easier way. Some of the components we're going to talk about today. And if you're new, like I said, never been with me before, just drop in that hashtag new so I can say hi and welcome you. So Nadia, good morning. Good morning. I'm located in Tampa, Florida, and it is a beautiful day here this morning. Hey, Barb. So you guys, you need to go check out Barb because she has the cutest corgis. She got some pups. How old are your pups now, Barb? I know they're probably, are they 2 years old? Could they be 2 years? Time flies, but they are the cutest thing. One is a traditional corgi. I mean, corgis are like you look at them and you're like, oh, you just can't help it. Those little butts, I mean, they're so cute. Um, so definitely go check out her pups because she shares them on her Facebook profile all the time. Allison, good morning. Good morning. Excellent. 2 years. That's what I was like, man, time flies. I guess that's probably about right because we've had Max. I think we got Max around the same time you got your corgis, and we probably had him. It'll be 2 years in July, I think. So getting there. Yes, Rhonda says corgi behinds are the best. They're so cute. They just wiggle, wiggle. They're just the cutest things, and they hop when they go downstairs. It's like they're just super cute. I love corgis. My son had one for a while, and he's wanting another one. Okay, so let's get down to it. I do have a couple of questions for you guys as we're getting started. And as always, like, feel free to share what you want to share. There's no judgment here. We're all in the entrepreneurial boat, okay? Which means that knowledge, sharing knowledge is my jam. Like, what can I share that's going to make an impact? But we, coming alongside of each other and lifting each other up is it's what it's all about, because we are all at different places in our businesses. We all have a lot of the common challenges. But again, at the end of the day, there's no judgment here. Feel free to share what you want to share, but I would love it if you maybe can acknowledge certain things in your business. Like, if you need help in certain places, then that's what I want to address, essentially. So one of the questions I have for you is, what would predictable income look like for you? Like, if you had a predictable income stream that you knew if you did a certain thing, you'd get a certain outcome and the money would come in predictably, what would that look like? Like, and that could be like for your business, it could be in the framework of, it could be in the framework of like life. Like, what if you had predictable revenue? What would that look like? What would that afford you the ability to do? Would you be able to, send your kids to private school? Would you be able to send or take the vacation that you've been wanting to take? Would you be able to give back more? Would you be able to hire a team? Like, what would it look like if you had a predictable revenue stream? So yes, that tell you, we are so blessed with our fur babies. I mean, like, I don't know. We spend way too much time, probably. No, I don't. I'm going to argue we don't spend too much time, but we take lots of pictures, lots of videos. They're like kids, like, and we pass them around. We have a family thread. It's my husband, myself, and our two boys. And so literally we're sending out puppy pictures and puppy videos all the time. We love it. Uh, so anyway, I was just, oh, Marty says, so we're talking puppies a little bit here. We have a Corgi Blue Heeled mix. Their hop is so cute, right? Yeah. So again, just asking the question, if you had predictable revenue in your business, how would it impact your life and or your business? So let's look at before we talk about the 5 steps, let's frame up the problem, if you will. So in some cases, you may feel like your business is what I call high and dry, meaning you don't have the revenue in your business that you would want. Why is that? Something's broke somewhere. If you have an amazing product or service, and you're just not able to sell it, why? Like, potentially you could have broken messaging, which is a core problem for like so many people. And so that might be your situation. Maybe you're trying to do all things and you're not focusing on things that make money in your business. I see that quite frequently. So that's one scenario where, man, my business just isn't creating revenue. In some cases, it's what I call pre-revenue, where there's no revenue at all yet. And then there's the next scenario where, it's kind of the opposite, on the opposite end of the spectrum, where, business is good. Like, I've got lots of business. Maybe you're a service provider and you're like, yeah, I've got plenty of business, but you are always chasing the next client. You're fearful that a client will leave, or and this is the worst case scenario, where you get complacent with the clients you have, thinking they're always going to be there. And all of a sudden, you lose 4 clients in a month and your revenue just bottoms out. Or COVID happens and you lose all of your clients because of a national epidemic, or I guess it's technically a worldwide epidemic. I actually have a friend who owned a social media agency, and his agency specialized in the travel space. And when COVID hit, he literally went from a 7-figure business to 0 almost overnight, because all those travel businesses, nobody was traveling, right? So they had pulled their contracts. His business went down literally overnight. So sometimes I see this again. I just spoke to someone yesterday where, they got complacent with the revenue that was coming into their business, and they weren't, looking for the next client. So that's one scenario where there's a complacency factor, or things happen and your eggs are all in one basket. And then all of a sudden it bottoms out and something happens and you lose a big client, and your income takes a huge hit. So there's that scenario. And then there's also the scenario where you're super busy and you've got good revenue coming in, but you've reached an income ceiling. You can't go any higher because you don't have any more time to sell. So you get to a place where when you're trading time for money, you just can't do it anymore. So that might be you. Or in some cases, I find a lot of times where people are trading time for money, they're undercharging. That's another core problem. So having all your eggs in one basket, even if your business feels good to you from a monetary standpoint, is just not smart. I've built every online business model successfully, so I understand the struggles. I understand if you're an agency, whether you identify as an agency or not, if you feel like you're just a one-man, one-woman show, but you are still trading time for money. Technically, whether, again, depending on how you self-identify, you could be, feel like you're just a service provider, or, you could be, it's still agency work essentially. Um, so that's one scenario again. And then maybe your business is just, it's okay. You're generating revenue. You're not unhappy, but you're really just not real happy either. You don't feel like you're making enough money for the knowledge base that you have and or the skill set that you have. And I would say a lot of people fall into this. So, there's pre-revenue, and then there's that mid-range revenue. Maybe you're making, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month. But even that is intermittent. Some months are super good in your mind. Maybe 5,000 is a good price point for you. But if the next month you only make two, or the next month you only make one, whatever, it's it's almost a feast or famine kind of scenario. And that's not a good place to find yourself either. So those are kind of the scenarios that I see most frequently when it comes to where people's businesses are from a monetary perspective and why they're in those boats, right? So I have one other question for you. And what would your magic number be on a month if you could just say, pull it out of the stars and say, if I could create $10,000 in revenue a month, if I could create 15,000 or 25 or 30 or $100,000 a month, what is your magic number? And a month, it doesn't have to be a year. Let's just talk month to month, because that's a fascinating dynamic that I want to talk about. You literally can change your stars inside of a 30-day window. And that's what's a fascinating dynamic if you figure out what it is that's broke and come up with a solution for that problem. Too many streams can be confusing. I absolutely agree. And that's why I feel like you need one core strategy that you build out to a place where that recurring revenue is coming in at whatever your magic number is each and every month. If you focus on building that first, and that is all again, I call it a leverage program, where you have that one thing that is consistently working for you, then you can add other income streams. Maybe you have other income streams already, but again, the core, the backbone of your business is that leverage program, because that's where your recurring revenue is going to be the most stable. And most people don't look at their business in this light, like, what is that? What is your leveraged program? When I say leverage, what is leverage? Leverage is time. Like, how do you leverage your time most effectively? It's instead of it being one-to-one where you're selling your time, it's one-to-many where you can sell your time to many in the same time block, essentially. Or the same, maybe in this case, it's about creating predictable revenue, selling what a knowledge base that you have. So, looking at your business model, where it's at, do you have a leverage program? And if you don't, that's what I want to talk to you about today, which is, creating that predictable revenue stream in your business. So let's break it down. I'm still not getting any answers to those two questions, so I'm going to throw them back up there. What would predictable income look like to you, like from a business perspective and from a life perspective? If you had your magic number, which was my second question, what would your magic number be for monthly income? Again, reach up into the stars, pull it out, and put it out into the world. You can manifest what you want in your life. So if you want $10,000, if you want $100,000 a month in revenue, what is that magic number for you? Let's say it out loud and then create a plan to make that happen. So answer those two questions, because I would love to know what your magic number is. So let's start talking about the 5 things I have for you as it relates to getting to your magic number in predictable monthly revenue. Okay. The first thing, oh, I love this. So I'm going to just pull a couple of things out real quick. I'm seeing Ralph Ann. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Predictable income will give me freedom to make decisions. Yes, it does. Because, if you know what's coming in each and every month, at least at a baseline, then you and have a marketing plan in place for that to make sure that happens, then life becomes so much clearer. So Malaya is saying 5K a month. Allison is saying 8. I want to challenge you ladies to think bigger. Okay. Stop playing small. You have so much more in you. And Barb, girl, I know you got more. I mean, we know each other. So, 10K a month in recurring revenue, increase over what you already have. Yes, you can so do that. We have another that's saying, 10,000 a month is the goal. And yes. Okay, good. I'm glad I said it correctly. Okay, so let's break it down. The first thing, and it is the hardest, I'm not going to lie. This is the hardest part of selling anything online, is getting your messaging clear. In other words, so this is the struggle. So I'm just going to break it down for you, and I'm going to be like totally transparent. Lots of times people don't tell you this stuff. Because in some cases they're trying to teach you how to do something, and they don't tell you where the hard work is, because they want you to buy their product or their service or their course or whatever. But the problem is this: most of us are out there on social media and we're building relationships and connecting with people, or trying to. And so, when we get to a place where we have warmed someone up and they go to our website, we don't have to convince them. We've already convinced them. They've already said, I like this person. I know them a little bit. I trust them. So when they get to the buying decision point, the process of that, you don't have, your messaging isn't as important, because you've done a lot of the heavy lifting in the social space. But let's say that you have a product or service, or a knowledge base that is going to make a difference for somebody, and they're searching for a solution to that. They go to the Google machine and they're typing in how to whatever, and you show up in their search results because they're looking for you. But they land on your page. They don't know you from a bar soap, have never heard of you before, never seen you before, don't know, never paid attention, don't follow you on social media. They don't know you, never seen you. What do you think is going to be the most important factor on whether or not they make a decision to continue down the road to exploring whether or not you have a solution to their problem? It's the messaging. It's the top of the fold. It's what is the transformation you are there to affect for your person. Does it clearly state that? Does it give them a path to working with you, a clear path? Book a call, watch this video, download this thing. Is there a path for them to start down the road to working with you to get the transformation that they're looking for? They're searching for you. And this is the interesting thing. So in the social space, we're out there trying to attract people to us, right? Okay, we're throwing out the content, we're putting all the effort in. With Google, people are searching for you. So they've already raised their hand and said, I have this problem. They're searching for you. Yet when they get to your page, 99% of people are not messaging the transformation that they have for people, which means, guess what? You're going to lose them. They're going to go to your competition, assuming your competition has clear messaging. So the messaging part of this is so powerful. Now, that's just, again, assuming people are looking for you. What about social media? Are you clearly articulating what it is that you do for people? Are you talking about their problems? Are you attracting people through the transformation you offer? The messaging is such a critical part of this. So setting that to the side, and I've spoken to so many people in the last few days, and Barb is saying, yes, and you're not alone, Barb. Barb says, a clear message is my number one challenge at this point. Yes, same, Barb. So when I was trying to get clear on this, my focus was, again, what exactly are they going to get out of this? And what are they looking for? What are they searching for? This is such a process. And like I said, it's a hard thing to master, and it's an evolution. I want to say that too, because I'll even be totally transparent. A lot of the training that I'm doing right now around this creating revenue with a predictable revenue with a selling what you know is me trying to get clear on what you need. What is it that is really going to be a touch point for you? What do you want? How do I come alongside you and help you? Do you want predictable monthly revenue? Do you want to sell what you know? Do you want, what is the message for you? So for me, this is one, sharing my knowledge, but I want to hear what your struggles are. I want to know that I am, coming alongside in a value-based way. So messaging is something that is a constant evolution until you nail it. And once you've nailed what it is that your person truly is after and you can articulate it, then game over. You will have more clients coming, or customers or buyers, whatever word you want to use, coming through your door because you're offering what they're looking for and searching for. So messaging is super powerful. Let's go to the second thing real quick. The second thing that makes your business or your leverage program doable, not just for you, but for your, I think it's also important for your customer, your buyer, is having a delivery method that is scalable. Okay, what I mean by that is if you're selling, you are a service provider and you're trading time for money, you can't scale that. You get, and there's nothing wrong with trading time for money. I want to be very clear on that. If you're a service-based business and, but you get to a place where the only way to scale it is to, work ridiculous hours, which some of you probably already are, or, you have to build a team or come up with what I would suggest is a smarter way of doing business, which is coming up with a delivery method that is scalable, coming up with a one-to-many model, which is what I call a leverage program. That is something where you're selling your knowledge, your system, your structure, whatever it is, teaching people how to do it themselves, essentially. That could be if you're a Facebook ad strategist, for example, teaching that process to people that want to become Facebook ad strategists, whatever your process is. And you may say to yourself, well, am I not creating my own competition? Well, yes, you are, but you can do it at scale. Meaning your knowledge is more valuable than the services you offer because the knowledge can be scaled and your services can't. Did that make sense? So, if you're charging, you have a year-long program to teach people how to become Facebook ad strategists, then, you can sell that to many people. Like you could have 100 people in that program. If you were to trade that same knowledge base on a one-to-one basis, you might could handle maybe 10 clients yourself. So again, the knowledge is way more valuable than the service that you're offering. So pick a delivery method that is scalable and leverageable, meaning one-to-many versus one-to-one. All right. I'm just going to check and see if we have any questions on this. Feel free to ask questions as we go. Okay. I forgot to tell you guys this earlier. The third thing that you need to create predictable revenue is a selling system that's easy for you and your buyer. So I would speculate that even if you have some sort of a leverage program, maybe you're doing if you're a coach, I'll give you let's just do a coach scenario real quick where you're selling, you do have a group program. You have a quote unquote leverage program where it's a one-to-many model. But you don't have a predictable selling system in place that's easy for you to manage, and it's easy for your buyer to decide to purchase from you. So what does that look like? So what I'm teaching in my design to scale course program, it's not a course, it's a program, because it's not just the knowledge, it's way more than that. But one of the things that we teach is, again, the selling system. What does that look like? So let's think about it. Let's think about it from the buyer perspective first. Traditionally, to sell things, we've done things like webinars. In some cases, people will do evergreen webinars, where, it's an always on selling system, right? The problem with that, in my opinion, is it's still a little bit broke. One, because people, if you don't really grab their attention out the gate, keep them on your call till they get to the place where they're getting to the sales piece, your conversions are going to be pretty low. So what's a better way of doing that? Maybe you're doing challenges. Now there's challenges are super awesome too, in the context of, you're helping people for a 5-day period or a 7-day period, whatever it is. And then you're offering them something at a higher ticket price. But again, there's a lot of freebie seekers, people who are just looking for um, the whatever it is you're promising them in those 5 days, and your conversions could be decent, but it's not consistent. You have to run that play over and over and over again, right? Maybe you're doing product launches. So many things are broken with the product launch model, in my opinion, especially for people who aren't at a place in their business where they have massive communities or a big list. So if you don't have a big list, or you don't have a big social media community, product launches are great for one time around maybe, but they're not scalable. They're not duplicatable for the average business owner. So coming up with a selling system that is easy for your buyer. So what does that look like today? The average video that people will spend, educational video that people will spend time on, is anywhere from 7 to 8 minutes. So let's go back to the webinar. Like, a webinar is traditionally an hour long, which means that a lot of people probably aren't going to stick for an hour, right? But if you had an educational video that was 7 to 8 minutes, okay, perfect. And in that 7 to 8 minutes, you're giving them, painting the problem that you solve for them, talking about how you solve the problem for them, and then you give them an opportunity to book a call to see if whatever your offer is a fit. So you've pre-qualified them, because they're saying, yeah, I get this. I have this problem. Let me talk to you about this. So they book a call, and you get on the call, you talk to them. So could you talk to 2 or 3 people a day if you had an always on lead gen, meaning you're constantly sending people to that video, that educational video, consistently having people come through your door, consistently making sales each and every day? Wouldn't it be nice if you had one thing to sell, one focal point to sell, and one core marketing strategy to sell it? Easy for your buyer, easy for you to do, and you can make sales every day. That's how you create a leveraged, predictable income stream. All right. Now that's the third thing, but there's just a little bit more to it, because, like I said, it's the core of this is consistency. You have to duplicate that one simple marketing strategy every day. So if you're going to choose the phone call, for example, just gave you that as a core example of a marketing strategy, one simple marketing strategy where you can talk to people every day. Could you do that? It's like always in, always out. There's people coming through the door. There's people paying each and every day. And you have one core marketing strategy that you're seeing to every day. This works, y'all. So, but this is where the breakdown usually happens, because people won't commit to doing the work. So if you're not marketing your business every day, less weekends. I mean, you can work on weekends if you want, but this, what we teach is a 5-day model, meaning 5-day work week. If you can talk to people, roughly every day, create a sale, maybe 3 or 4 sales every week, then you have a predictable revenue stream. And then the fifth thing is you got to deliver the goodies. You've got to work hard and come alongside of your person to help them get the transformation they're after. And I think this is where the education space, the online course space, is shifting to, where people are over just purchasing courses. They need direct access to us. They need to know that somebody's in their corner that they can ask questions for. It usually takes longer to really give people the transformation they're after than just giving them, plop, here's a course, go figure it out on your own. Because the reality is they don't. So if you want to leverage your knowledge, into an always on program that is going to create consistent recurring revenue in your business, then I'd love to talk to you about it. Love it. If you, again, want to create that predictable dollars coming in each and every month, if you want to hit those 10K months, if you want to hit 5K months, I honestly have a plan in my Design to Scale program where inside of a year, we teach you how to create 100K months. So let's stop playing small ball, ladies. I'm speaking to those that had the smaller numbers, because the point is, if you can make those your goal, like if your goal is 5K, if you can make 5K, you can make 10. If you can make 10, you can make 50. If you can make 50, you can make 100. And it's because it's all a duplicatable process. And that's the magic. So within a year, we have a plan in our Design to Scale to get you to big money. So start believing in yourself. Start stepping into the fact that you are value-based. What you know is value-based, and you can make money with it. So if you want to create revenue with what you know, let's talk. All right. And does anybody have questions? Like I've broken it all down. Like if you feel like, well, Kim, I'm doing this and it's sort of working, or like I didn't understand what you were saying about that. Can you elaborate on that? Please feel free to ask questions. I feel like that like I said, there's a shift happening in the online course space, and there needs to be a shift. And I'm passionate about this. There needs to be a shift in the structure of our businesses to where we have a leveraged program, because it's really the core of how you get to the big dollars. Allison is saying, I'm not consistent. And Allison, you're not alone. All of us, even me, I've built seven-figure businesses, and I've been in that boat where I wake up, and get busy in my day, and I'm like, I get to the end of my day, and I'm like, what did I do today to create money? And so I've been there. I totally understand it. We're so busy trying to do all the things that we're not doing the one thing that brings in consistent revenue for us. Can I get an amen? I mean, I get you. I've been you. I am you some days. Where, it's, and there'll be days, I'm going to be totally frank with you. There's going to be days where you'll fall down. Be like, okay, I just don't feel like talking to somebody today. I don't want that. I know we got a book call, but can we reschedule that? There is going to be days like that for you. But if you speak with people and you talk with people and you share the passion you have for what you can bring to the table, and if they're looking for it, because they've already said they are because they booked a call, then it's just refining that process and getting people to pay you. So I'm getting some amens. Yes. I tell you, this business stuff, it's not for the weak. It is not for the weak. But I think we overcomplicate it. We seriously overcomplicate it because our focus is so divided. It's like, okay, we have to post on social media, and that's all the places. Like, hey, let's create this one video and then let's leverage it and put it in all the places. Well, how long does that take you to do? Now, I've taught that. So, and we do it internally. But if you're a one man, one woman show, like, how long is that going to take you out of the course of the day? And then what? Like, what if you could just create that video that's those educational snippets, right? Where you are leading them to a place where you get a chance to talk to them and you get a chance to create a sale. You're giving value, but it's intentional. We're making this way too hard. So if you would like a leverage program where you can create predictable revenue in your business, let's just talk. This may be for you. It may not be for you. But if it's clicking, if it's making sense in your head, it's like, I think Kim's right. She's onto something. Like, this makes sense in my brain. Then let's book a call. Like I say, I am not one to sell you on things. So it will not be a hard sale. It's a conversation. Where's your business now? What are you doing now? What's broke? Could we help, put the pieces together into a package that you can leverage and sell it. with a predictable selling system. If that's of interest to you, then let's talk. All right. I don't want to beat the bush too much, but let me know if, again, there's any questions. I've been trying to watch as I see things come through. If afterwards, if your brain is like rolling around on what I've said today and you can't think of anything right now, but later you think of a question, just send it to us. We'll answer. Even send me a voice message over on inside of a DM on Instagram. I'm Kim Garst over on Instagram. You can send me a voice message there. I promise I will respond via voice. That's my favorite way of communicating, is just answering questions with my mouth, my voice. Uh, yes. So Barb, agreed, girl. And you have so much knowledge. There's no reason you shouldn't have your own leverage program, sweetie. Um, Absolutely. And I want to wish you all the same. I know it's right around the corner. Thanksgiving is coming. Um, there's so many moving pieces and parts right now in my life. It's been a bit crazy, but I'm super pumped about this charter program we're rolling out. Super pumped about helping people get to the bigger dollars in their business. More importantly, having that replicatable marketing system that creates money for them all the time. So it's exciting. It's exciting to be on the front side of building something new and seeing the implementation piece of it. So, yeah. So, Katie, I'll just share just real quick. I hope maybe, but I am doing something for myself that I have been meaning to do forever. And, from the time I was small, I have not had healthy teeth. And so I had a lot of work done in my teeth, in my mouth, on my teeth, and I'm like, okay, it is just time. I'm going to get my teeth fixed. So I'm in the process of getting my teeth fixed. So right now I've just done my bottoms, so my bottoms are all temporary right now, and I feel like I've got a little bit of a whop jaw thing going on, but that happened Monday. So I was literally in a dentist chair from like 11 until 7:30 at night that day. So it was a long day. We'll do the top ones later, but so yeah, so that is what's going on a personal side. Balancing. In all fairness to my dentist, he's been amazing, and I think that I was supposed to be in a lot of pain, but to give him kudos, I have not had a whole lot of pain. So that's been good. I'm excited to finally have straight teeth. I was telling someone, my bottom teeth in particular was super crooked, and how you run your tongue over the backside of your teeth. I'm like, I've never run my tongue over the back of my teeth where it wasn't like bumpy, because they were so crooked. And now, like, I have smooth teeth. So it's like, even if they're like temporary for now, they'll be, once we get all the process done, I'll have straight, amazing teeth. Probably a little bit more than y'all needed to know, but hey, I don't mind sharing these things. In fact, that might be something that some of you might have, like, hey, I've wondered what that process looks like. So if any of you are curious as to my journey on this and you want to know, I'm happy to share. Share this process with you. I haven't really gone public with it, but it's not like I'm, embarrassed by it, or it's just not been something that's been a focal point for me. But if you want to know, feel free to message me. Anything, in fact, that's personal. People are constantly asking me about eyelashes or, stuff like that. Don't hesitate. Send me a DM how do I, whatever. Yeah, guys, I am totally an open book, and I'll answer questions. So happy to do that. All right. Well, have a good one, y'all. I hope I get a chance to talk to some of you. And like I said, it's just a conversation. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, maybe you'll pick up something, though, on the phone call that you can run out and do. All right. Take care of yourselves, guys. We'll talk to you soon. And like I say, I'm going to be doing a series of these trainings, just impromptu, talking about, scaling, essentially. How do you get to the bigger dollars in your business? So I'll be doing these. Keep on the lookout for them. And we will, anytime you have questions, don't hesitate to ask, even before or after. We're monitoring everything, and we'll get back to you. All right. So take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless.